Welcome, everybody, to the Falcon Sports Complex as we are taking a look right now, about ready to get the game started. We'll get the score bug taken care of here in a moment. But as we continue on, let's go ahead. It's actually going to be Falcons versus Omaha Gross Catholic. Let's go ahead and take a look at some sponsors and come back right here in a moment, talk about the starting lineups.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Meade is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com.
Davis Coyle, Brody Beesterfield, Jackson Lopez, and Evan Schlingman. Fans, we're just a moment away from the first.
So as we are just moments away from the first pitch, we will have the starting lineups come up in a moment, but we do have the national anthem coming your way. As we continue on, it is DC West Falcon baseball.
Let's play Falcon baseball.
As you can tell, it is windy out there. And we'll go ahead, and the wind is infecting the camera just a little bit. We'll get that taken care of as well as we continue on here. So looking at the starting lineups, we'll start off with Gross Catholic Cougars. So we're starting off in the lineup. There's going to be center fielder Andrew Joanek. Then we're going to go to shortstop Mike Bear. Third in their lineup is third baseman Logan Ledner. Fourth is right fielder Rayo Remke. Fifth will be fifth in the lineup is number 15, Maddox Velmonte. Sixth is left fielder Robbie Brennan. Seventh in the lineup is Will Kroll, designated hitter. Eighth in the lineup is Brandon Hempel from second base, and then wrapping up the batting lineup is Vinny Cortines, the catcher. Braden Stanek is going to be the pitcher. For the Falcons, Jackson Skidemans at shortstop. He's going to be leading off when the bats are coming their way. One moment as we take care of the camera problem, the difficulties here.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they...
Fielder number 23.
So I believe we have the camera all fixed. So 3-2 is a full count. That's the leadoff batter. Center fielder, foul ball again. Keeps the count full. And what a way to start. 84 degrees and about 900 mile 1-hour winds. Not really, but it feels like it in certain areas. So gusting into the mid 30s, low 40s. Pitch being delivered. Swing and a miss. And that's a first strikeout. So that brings up shortstop Mikey Bear.
Now batting for the Cougars, the shortstop number 3, Mikey Bihar.
Bihar, I'm sorry. Junior for the Cougars. Pitch being delivered, and that's outside for ball 1. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Falcon Pride Booster Club. You can see them always in the upper left-hand corner, making sure all of our broadcasts are free for you all year long. Next pitch being delivered, and that one still outside. 2-0. Next pitch being delivered, and that one just a little too high. Count goes 3-0. And delivery in there for a called strike. So 3-1, 1 out, nobody on base. And that one again high and inside. So that is a walk. So 1 strikeout, 1 walk so far for the pitcher, which is Jack Landauer for the Falcons. So that brings up third in the batting lineup, and that is third baseman Logan Ledner, senior. Throw goes over to first, sending Behar back. Wind up the pitch being delivered. Swing, and that gets popped up. Going over into right field, shallow. Second baseman able to get underneath that one. So as we see that one popped out to Dawson Fanholtz. So 2 up, 2 down. So that, actually, I'm sorry, that is 2 up, or 3 up, 1 down. Runner on first, 2 outs. Throw goes over to first. Pitch hit, and that is sent up, and it is staying in play. Getting underneath that, a great chance for Sui Lopez to be able to get underneath that one for the 3rd out. Stranding a runner on first. Now we come to the bottom of the 1st inning after 4 batters for the Cougars. The Falcons back coming up right after this on WDCNEmedia.com.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Mead is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com.
Welcome back to the Falcons Sports Complex. And let's go ahead, as we're at the bottom of the 1st inning. It's going to be the Falcon bats. Take a look at the field for the Cougars. Pitching is Braden Stanek. He's going to be pitching to Vinny Cortinas at catching position. Then over at first place is Maddox Villamonte. Second base, Brandon Hempel. Third base is Logan Legner. And shortstop is Mikey Behar. Out in the outfield, Robbie Brennan is over in left field. Center field, Andrew Johnek. And then right field is Keo Rempe. Starting off for the bats for the Falcons will be shortstop Jackson Scheidman. On deck is third baseman Tucker Korb. Again, windy day, but it's the wind is blowing in a direction just into the outfield, so that shouldn't impact a whole lot except for potentially distance. First pitch swung on, and that's fouled back for a strike 1. So Stanek with a windup. Pitch being delivered, and that one's low for a ball. 1-1. Bottom of the 1st inning, tied at 0. Next pitch being delivered, and that one is off the plate for ball number 2. Falcons will play again at home tomorrow, and then looks like Friday they're going to be playing in the tournament at home. Swing, and that's sent out to center field, but able to get underneath that is Johannek for the 1st out. So nice hit, just not able to lay it in a spot that there wasn't any green. So that brings up Tucker Korb, the junior for the Falcons. Third baseman on deck is Mason Pettit, center fielder. Pitch on the way, and that one off to the side for the ball. Waiting for the next pitch. Get the call, wind up, pitch being delivered, swing, and that is chipped out and picked up by shortstop. Throw over to first is in time for out number 2. So 2 down.
Now to the plate for the Falcons, the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit.
So popped out, then ground out. Now third is center fielder Mason Pettit. On deck, we have first baseman Wyatt Tenaik. First pitch being delivered, and that's outside for ball 1. Stanek wind up pitch, and that one is low outside for ball 2. Good crowd coming out here for this early game. Wind up the pitch, and that's inside. 3-0 coming in to Pettit. 2 outs, nobody on base. 3-0. Pettit is able to pick and choose now. Delivered, and that's inside for the base, for the walk. And so Pettit able to get onto base with a walk. That brings up Wyatt Tenaik, the first baseman.
Number 18, Wyatt Tenaik.
So 2 outs, and we got runner on first. We're at the bottom of the first inning. A lot of game to be played here. So left-handed hitter and left versus left. Swing, and that's fouled against the third base dugout. Tenaik stepping back into the batting box. Pitch being delivered, swing, and that is fouled. One and one, 2 outs, runner on first. Left-handed pitcher versus a left-handed batter. So Stanek wind up the pitch being delivered, swing, and that's chipped over to the third base side, just over the third base dugout. So that puts the count 1-2. Or 0-2, I'm sorry. Two outs, runner on first. Checks a runner, wind up the pitch, swing and fouled again, keeps the count 0-2. Tonight, staying alive on this one. Trying to keep the Falcon bats going. Checking runner at first, wind up the pitch being delivered, and that one's low for the ball. So Cortina's able to hold that one in front of him. Could have gotten away easily for a move from first to second. Next pitch being delivered, and swing and a miss. So Tenaik strikes out. And that wraps up
the bottom of the first inning, and we'll be back right after this as second inning action's coming your way right after this on WDC NA Media and BSDNLive.com.
Athletes hustle, nurses hustle, recruiters hustle. Guess who's hiring? One Staff, and we're ready for the next team of all-stars. Casual work environment, unlimited opportunity, work hard, play hard, apply today, osmcareers.com. One Staff's goal is to have more personal touch with the travelers we work for and the employees we hire to work with in the healthcare industry. One Staff makes it fun because of the exceptional talent and sparkling souls we seek out to hire. You can apply today, osmcareers.com. New Moon Cleaning is a proud sponsor of DC West Sports and Activities and Booster Club. You can check out New Moon Cleaning where you can refresh, renew, and revive your home. Find them at new-moon-cleaning.com.
Welcome back to the Falcon Sports Complex as we have a breezy afternoon for you. Coming up, the leadoff batter is number 4 in the lineup for the Cougars is a right fielder. Oh, I'm sorry. We're actually at 5th. Maddox Villamonte, first baseman, stepping into the batting box. Swing, and that is sent deep down the third base line. Foul. First strike, number 1. Swing, and that one is loped into center field for a base hit. So that puts a runner on first for the Cougars. And now we go to 6th, left fielder Robbie Brennan. Robbie Brennan is Landauer getting the call. Wind up the pitch and bunt, and that is being picked up by Landauer. Over to first is in time for the out. Sacrifice does move a player ahead. So Villamonte now on second base. Brennan.
The designated hitter number 9, Will Kroll.
Bunt out. And that brings up designated hitter Will Kroll. First pitch. And that one's off the mark for a ball. 1-0. 1 out. Runner on second. Checks the runner at second. Throw comes in, and that's low. The throw over to third is not able to catch the runner off. So then a stolen base runs is now just 90 steps away from the first score. So 1 out. We have a 2-0 to Kroll. And Villamonte now on third. That one's high and inside 3-0. Showing bunt now and pulls it back. And so that creates a free base for Will Kroll. Now we go to the 8th in the batting lineup, and that is number 1, the senior, second baseman, Brandon Hempel. So 1 out, runners on the corners. Top of the second inning. Tied at 0. Runners threatening. That one's on the outside for a ball 1. Sets. Wind up the pitch, and that one goes all the way back to the backstop. The throw out to the pitcher is not able to be contained, so runner moves ahead, and a score comes in off of the second ball. So now runner on second, 1 out, 1 score came in on an error. Next pitch delivered, and that one's in there for a called strike. So that puts us at a 2-1 with 1 out and runner on second. Wind up, pitch being delivered, swing, and that is loped right into the second baseman's hand. So right there we see Dawson Fanholtz able to reel that one in for the out. And now wrapping up the batting lineup is the catcher, Vincent Cortinas. So 2 outs. And a runner on second. Bad pitch, called a ball. Now we're off to the side. You have a better view through the camera than we do, so not sure. That looked like really pretty good from where we were. Swing, and that is fouled back. So 1-1 is the count. So an error brought a run in. And swing, and that gets popped up, or actually down the third base side, foul. So that puts us at 1-2, and the check swing is too far. Strike 3, but not again without the error that brought the runner in. So going to the bottom of the second inning, we have the Falcon bats coming back. So Jack Landauer is going to be leading off the bats right after this on WDC NE Media and BSDNlive.com.
Smart Freight Funding, the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. You can find details about Smart Freight Funding at smartfreightfunding.com.
When roof damage, leaks, or exterior wear put your property at risk, they're here to help with responsive service and clear solutions. Since 2006, our TDH contracting team has served Omaha and the surrounding Douglas County areas, providing solutions that focus on safety, durability, and transparency. They help local homeowners and businesses take control of unexpected roofing problems, storm damage, and ongoing structural concerns with practical, high-quality work. From urgent repairs to full remodels, they're equipped to handle a wide range of needs with a steady hand and a forward-thinking approach. TDH Contracting, building up trust one project at a time.
Welcome back to the Falcons Sports Complex, as we are a little extended on this, as the catcher, who was the last one at bat, Vincent Cortinas, had to get re-geared up and ready, so a couple of warm-up throws to him, or actually, no, just the one. Head out to second, and we are getting ready for the pitcher, Jack Landauer. So 5th in the lineup. Falcons are down by 1 because of a pitching error brought the runner in from third at the top of the inning. So Falcons looking to hold on and be able to get their bats warmed up on this mid-80s windy day. So Landauer waiting for the first pitch. It's on its way, and that one's called ball. Stanek waiting for the call that he wants. Sets. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that's fouled back for strike one. 1-1. Again, say thank you to all the sponsors. You see them in the upper left-hand corner. That one is low and ends up going all the way to the backstop. 2-1. Landauer took off. So, getting back into the box after making his way towards first and said, no, you didn't get hit. He thinks he got hit, potentially. Wind up, the pitch being delivered. Swing, and that is loped over. Picked up by shortstop. Throw over to first is in time for the out. So, Jack Landauer out because of the throw to first was in time, and that brings up Brock Listenberger, the designated hitter, sophomore for the Falcons. Wind up, Stanek, pitch, and that one is right across the knees for strike one. Stanek delivering the next pitch, and that one is called strike two. Listenberger just does not believe that one. He threw his head back and was like, really? You got to be kidding me. Pitch being delivered, and that one is low. So 1-2 is the count with one out, nobody on base. Bottom of the second inning. Falcons trailing 1-0 from Gross Catholic. Stanek delivering the next pitch. Swing, and that's fouled off. Keeps the count 1-2. This definitely feels like the boys of summer baseball that we are going to be seeing more in July. Pitch being delivered. That one's low. Count goes even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Not supposed to be much for rain this week. Potentially Friday. We'll see how that impacts the game. That one's outside. The count is now full. 3-2 to Listenberger. He's looking to get on base and keep the Falcon bats going with one out. Wind up. Stanek delivers, and that one's called strike 3. So, strike out there.
Now batting for the Falcons, the second baseman, number 8, Dawson Fanholz.
And that is the second strikeout for Stanek so far. That brings up Dawson Fanholz, second baseman. 2 outs. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Fanholz stamping back into the batting box. Getting ready. Stanek looking. Sets. Pitch being delivered. Swing, and that is popped out down the first base line, and it drops in. So the wind definitely was playing with that ball as it was up in the air and dropped it in, as people were expecting that to go out of bounds and foul, but no. So that puts Fanholtz on the first base. And that brings up Cash Hermanson, left fielder, stepping in. Throw goes over to first. So Fanholtz getting back on the bag. So first base hit for the Falcons. Checks a runner. Throw on the way in. That's outside. So 1-2 with 2 outs. Runner on first. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter at this point. So Stanek checks a runner at first. Checks again. Throw goes over to first. And we have a high throw over to second, but nope, they missed. Oh, they did tag him. Okay, so he was acting as if he didn't get tagged, but he did get tagged out. So in the squeeze, we see Fanholtz. So as we see that, we see Voss coming to talk to home plate umpire about that one, but so with the squeeze out, Voss and Fanholtz wraps up the second inning. With that, we'll go to the top of the third inning, and the Cougars bats will be coming up as they lead 1-0 over the Falcons. Right, and we'll be back after this on WDCNEmedia.com.
Omaha Animal Medical Group is a full-service veterinary clinic located at 3316 North 120th Street in Omaha. Our 3 doctors are available for regular appointments, walk-ins, emergencies, and surgical procedures. Dr. Courtney Knott of Omaha Animal Medical Group offers small animal veterinary in-home visits to Valley and Waterloo residents. This is a low-stress option for your pet's health care needs.
Omaha Animal Medical Group, where pets are family.
Welcome to Porky Butts Barbecue, a proud sponsor of DC West Athletics.
Hey guys, Blaine here for Porky Butts Barbecue. Teaming up with the local community means a lot to my wife and I, and giving back to the community means everything. We're excited to continue serving award-winning barbecue to our community and everybody that just enjoys our smoked meat.
You can find Porky Butts award-winning barbecue located off of 156th and Maple, where we offer dine-in and catering perfect for any size of events.
Come to Porky Butts where we're smoking our butts off.
Top of the third inning and top of the order for the Cougars. Center fielder Andrew Johannick. First pitch is delivered as a ball 1. Cougars leading 1-0. Next pitch low, and that is ball 2. Landauer looking at trying to get to the corners and the edges of the box, just a little bit outside each time. Wind up the pitch and swing, and that is sent out. Picked up by second baseman, throw over to first. Easy out as the 4-3 works out so very well as Fanholtz gets it over to Tanaik for the out. And that brings up Mikey Bayar. Walked the first time. As that first pitch was hit foul on the first base side and still going with the wind. So strike 1. Landauer setting up, looking for the pitch that he wants. Wind up, the pitch being delivered. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 with 1 out. Again, the first time at bat, Bayar walked. Next pitch delivered, and that was low and outside for ball 1. So 1-2 is the count with one out. We're at the top of the third inning right here at DC West Falcons Sports Complex. If you haven't been out here, come on out and check this out. It's amazing. Swing, and that's fouled back, and that keeps the count 1-2. So on deck is Logan Legner, third baseman. So one out, 1-2. So Landauer steps off, and he doesn't like what he sees. So now he sets, wind up the pitch, and swing, and that goes down the first base line, but that stays foul. And so the count remains again 1-2 with one out. A lot of dust out there, a lot being blown around. For those who have allergies, we're getting into that season. Perhaps we need to get some type of sponsor there. That one again is foul out of play. So Denike almost got that, but just outside the fence. And then so we have probably the fourth pitch coming at the 1-2. Wind up pitch delivered, and that one just too high. Counts even at 2. One out. Again, nobody on base currently. We're at the top of the third inning. Cougars lead 1-0. Swing, and that one gets chipped right out into center field for a base hit. So, second hit of the game for the Cougars. Behar now.
The third baseman, number 17, Logan Legner.
So now we have Logan Legner stepping up to bat. So runner on first, one out. K.O. Rempe up next. Ball one is the first pitch. Wind up, the pitch is delivered. Swing, and that gets sent over. Shortstop picks it up. The fielder's choice is in time. Very close on that one. So they called that one out. So that just puts, with 2 outs, a runner now on first. And that brings up right fielder K.O. Rempe. Popped out the first time he was at bat to wrap up the top of the first inning. Throw goes over to first, and that one is not handled by Denike. Had to chase it down, but runner stays put. So wind up the pitch being delivered. Swing, and that gets sent out. Shortstop, the throw over to first is in time to Denike for the out. So grounded out, actually a throw over to first. And there was a fielder's choice over to a second earlier, and there was another out at the beginning. So that wraps up 2.5, and the Cougars hold their lead 1-0 over the Falcons. And the Falcon Bats coming up right after this on WDC NE Media and BSDNLive.com.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Meade is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com.
Falcon Sports Complex hosting Gross Catholic. It is baseball right here on BSDN Live and WDCNEmedia.com. Falcons leading off is Cash Hermanson, his first time at bat today. So we will see how this goes as the Falcons looking to get their bats going and get somebody around the bases. Stanek still pitching for Gross. Gets the pitch he wants, wind up, being delivered, swing and a miss, strike one. Cash Hermanson, left fielder. And then after Cash is Sui Lopez. 1-1 as the ball comes in. Wind up, the next pitch delivered, and that's low and outside. 2-1. Junk Stock, Smart Freight funding. You can see New Moon Cleaning, all the sponsors in the upper left-hand corner. Wind up that pitch outside for 3-1. Wind up. Next pitch delivered, swing, and that is chipped out, and it is picked up by a shortstop. Throw over to first is in time. So the 6-3 is able to be completed. So now we have Sway Lopez stepping up.
Number 10, Sway Lopez.
So Sway wrapping up the batting, and he is the catcher. So first pitch in there for a called strike. Wind up next pitch. Check swing is called strike two. He was not able to hold that one back. Wind up, next pitch, swing, and that is strike three. Sway Lopez with a strikeout. So 2 down, we'll go to the top of the order. Shortstop, Jackson Scheidemann. Popped out, first hit of the first inning for the Falcons. See if he's able to keep this one in and find a place on the grass. Swing, and that goes deep into right center field. Chasing it down, and it does drop in. He wraps around first, but he decides to pull it back. So right there, a base hit for Scheidemann. That was the one with 2 outs. Runner now on first, and we go to Tucker Korb. He popped out top of the first inning as well. Throws on his way, swing, and that's chipped out, and it gets to the second baseman, not able to hold on to the ball, and so that brings a runner on to second. So first and second. So that would be an error on base.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7.
And second. So that takes us to center fielder Mason Pettit. grounded out, had to throw out when he was first up, but now 2 outs, runners on first and second. The first pitch on the way, swing and a miss. So looking at the gaps, the gap at this point in time, there's a pretty good gap actually between center and right center field. Next pitch, swing, and that is sent to left. And that left fielder coming forward, but able to get underneath it for the snag and the out. So, stranding runners on first and second, but threatening. The Falcons bats not able to pull that off with a pop out. We have 3 complete, and the Cougars 1, Falcons nothing. We'll come back right after this on WDC Any Media and BSDNlive.com.
Athletes hustle, nurses hustle, recruiters hustle. Guess who's hiring? One Staff, and we're ready for the next team of all-stars. Casual work environment, unlimited opportunity, work hard, play hard, apply today, osmcareers.com. One Staff's goal is to have more personal touch with the travelers we work for and the employees we hire to work with in the healthcare industry. One Staff makes it fun because of the exceptional talent and sparkling souls we seek out to hire. You can apply today, osmcareers.com. New Moon Cleaning is a proud sponsor of DC West Sports and Activities and Booster Club. You can check out New Moon Cleaning, where you can refresh, renew, and revive your home. Find them at new-moon-cleaning.com.
Top of the 4th inning at the Falcon Sports Complex. Maddox Villamonte. He had a base hit the first at bat, which is at the top of the 2nd inning. Now he's leading off at the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So Landauer looking to be able to get that strike box a little narrowed in there for him. So 0-1. Wind up, the pitch being delivered. Swing, and that is sent out into center field. It does drop in, and it is picked up with a cutoff. But that is a base hit right there for Villamonte. So second time up and a second base hit.
Now batting the center fielder, number 4, Robbie Brennan.
So left fielder Robbie Brennan bunted out earlier. First pitch in there for a ball. So actually it wasn't in there. Sorry about that. Let's get back in here as throw goes over to first and not able to catch the runner. So Villamonte able to get back on the bag. Next pitch delivered, swing and a miss. So 1-1. Nobody out, runner on first. We're at the top of the 4th inning. Throw goes over to first. Tanike has it, just really sweeping Villamonte back. Landauer waiting for the pitch that he wants. Sets. Throw goes over to first again. Villamonte with no problem getting back on the base. They're just sweeping him back, keeping him from thinking about it. Pitch being delivered, and that one's low and hits the turf, but we see Lopez able to stop that one, keep it in front of him, and keep the runner from going. So 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Brennan waiting for the 2-1. Pitch delivered, swing, and that is sent out into left center field, and it does get past in almost to the fence. Villamonte wraps around third, and he slides in at home. So an RBI double for Brennan. So Robbie Brennan with an RBI double. It puts him on second base. And with nobody out, the Cougars just doubled their score. And that brings up Will Kroll, walked the first time, designated hitter. Stepping into the batting box. Line up the pitch delivered, and that one's low, goes all the way back to the backstop. So that sends the runner over to third. So nobody out, runner on third. 1 run came in. 1-0. Wind up pitch delivered, and that one's low as well. 2 balls, no strikes. So Landauer is going to get a visit right now. So the whole infield is coming in as Voss comes out to talk to Landauer. And really what he's doing is just talking and giving instructions to everybody in the infield. So not a pitching change at this point, just getting everybody into focus, into mind with play. And he doesn't take much time at all. Home plate umpire doesn't even have to really go and say anything, just the 1 visit so far. So 3 balls, no strikes. And we are at the designated hitter, Will Kroll, at bat. Nobody out, runner on third. Wind up the pitch being delivered, and that one is a free base. So Kroll walked a second time. Now we bring up the second baseman, Brandon Hempel. First time at bat, he popped out, and that was the top of the second inning. So runners on the corners. First pitch, and that's low. And that goes all the way. That's a wild pitch and goes all the way back. And so that advances runners ahead. And so 1 run comes in, and now a runner on second. So now Hempel with a 1-0 count. Runner on second, nobody out. The Cougars lead. Now a bunt right there. Dives in, able to grab the out. What an amazing dive right there by Jack Landauer to get that out. And that bunt just happened to pop up enough. So Landauer was able to just dive and slide and catch.
Now batting the catcher, number 2, Vinny Cortines.
So popped out again right there, and Cortines comes in, and he's hit by pitch. So Cortines, the catcher, steps up and gets hit by pitch. And with 1 out. So now we're at top of the order. Andrew Johannick struck out the first time. Had a ground and a throw out the second time at bat. So now with 1 out, runners on first and second. Checks a runner, throw in it comes in, and that one called ball. Outside. Landauer checks a runner, throw comes in, and that one gets in there for a called strike. So wild pitches and errors costing the Falcons. That one, it's called a ball. So 2-1. Wind up next pitch, and that one is low. Throw goes over to third and not in time. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and now runners have advanced to second and third. So that leaves with a 3-1. First base is open. Pitch is on the way. Swing, and that is sent out to center field and able to be thrown in, and the deep throw cut off at pitcher, but that does bring a run in. So sacrifice RBI. Puts the Cougars ahead 4-0. And that brings up Bayar, Mikey Bayar, shortstop. Walked, had a base hit, and now a strike. Next pitch delivered, and that one's low. Throw go, and Lopez not able to hold on to it or grab it and get it thrown over, so that advances the runner to third. So 2 outs, 1-1. And a runner at third. Next pitch being delivered, and that's inside for a 2-1 count. Next pitch low, and that's a 3-1. Lopez able to stop that one. So there was an RBI, 2 RBIs, one a double, one a sacrifice, and that is a walk. So free base right there for Bayer. Second walk of the evening. So runners on the corners with 2 outs. And now we have Logan Legner, third baseman. Next pitch on the way, and that one just outside for ball. But Bear takes off over to second. Falcons let him. Now 2 outs, runners on second and third. Pitch on the inside. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 3 runs have come in so far this 4th inning. Wind up, next pitch delivered, and that is inside for ball 3. 3-0. Falcons will be home again tomorrow afternoon. Next pitch being delivered, and that's high, and off of Lopez's glove, goes all the way back, and that brings in a run. So pass ball right there. And so the second visit right there by Voss. So my guess is with that, we will have a pitching change. Yes, that is Landauer is going to step off to the side and stepping onto the mound. So it looks like we will have Scheidemann. So Jackson Scheidemann warming up as a pitcher now. We'll take a quick break and come back with more baseball right here on BSDNlive.com and WDCNmedia.com.
Smart Freight Funding, the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. You can find details about Smart Freight Funding at smartfreightfunding.com.
When roof damage, leaks, or exterior wear put your property at risk, they're here to help with responsive service and clear solutions. Since 2006, our TDH contracting team has served Omaha and the surrounding Douglas County areas, providing solutions that focus on safety, durability, and transparency. They help local homeowners and businesses take control of unexpected roofing problems, storm damage, and ongoing structural concerns with practical, high-quality work. From urgent repairs to full remodels, they're equipped to handle a wide range of needs with a steady hand and a forward-thinking approach. TDH Contracting, building up trust one project at a time.
So Voss coming out having a conversation now with the officials. It looks like to me we're going to see some of the changes that would be Jack Landauer, who is pitching. He's going over to third. Tucker Korb's probably going to go over to shortstop. And from shortstop, Jackson Scheidemann is coming up to pitch on the mound. But kind of a conversation going on. Just really curious to see what this is all about. Voss didn't like that. Joel Voss is making sure what they were saying. But 5-0 and 2 outs. Runners on first. And so kind of looking back for the Cougars, first run was based off of a throwing error. So went to the backstop, a wild pitch, brought in the first run. Then we had an RBI double come in this inning, a sacrifice RBI single, and then a couple of errors to bring in 4 more runs.
Attention, now pitching for DC West, number 1,
Oh.
Tucker Korb.
So they're changing things around again. So confusing us all here. So Korb is pitching. And so would that mean to me that Scheidemann is going over to shortstop? We will find out. Here is, we'll kind of go back and say thank you to some sponsors and try to figure this all out right here on WDCNemedia.com.
Omaha Animal Medical Group is a full-service veterinary clinic located at 3316 North 120th Street in Omaha. Our 3 doctors are available for regular appointments, walk-ins, emergencies, and surgical procedures. Dr. Courtney Knott of Omaha Animal Medical Group offers small animal veterinary in-home visits to Valley and Waterloo residents. This is a low-stress option for your pet's health care needs.
Omaha Animal Medical Group, where pets are family.
Welcome to Porky Butts Barbecue, a proud sponsor of DC West Athletics.
Hey guys, Blaine here for Porky Butts Barbecue. Teaming up with the local community means a lot to my wife and I, and giving back to the community means everything. We're excited to continue serving award-winning barbecue to our community and everybody that just enjoys our smoked meat.
You can find Porky Butts award-winning barbecue located off of 156th and Maple, where we offer dine-in and catering perfect for any size of events.
Come to Porky Butts where we're smoking our butts off.
All right, so Scheidemann had pitched too many pitches recently, so he's not eligible. That's why Korb is there. First pitch is a ball. So Lopez able to stop that one. Runners on second and third. 2 outs. Wind up next pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So 1-1. So 1-1 to Kyle Rempe. popped out first time, grounded out second time. Next pitch being delivered, and swing and a miss. So now we have a 1-2. So Tucker Korb, wind up pitch, and that one is low and inside. Count goes even at 2. Swing and strike number 3. So that wraps it up right there, but not again without some damage. 2 RBIs, an RBI double, an RBI single, 2 errors. Brought in 4 runs to bring the Cougars ahead of the Falcons 5-0. We'll have the Falcon Bats come up right after this on WDCNEmedia.com.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Meade is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com.
Welcome back to the Falcon Sports Complex as the Falcon Bats looking to warm up and do something. They've been many times at home in this situation, having to kind of work from behind, be able to get some defense going and get the bats and the offense going. So leadoff batter for the bottom of the 4th inning is Wyatt Tenaik. Struck out the first time at bat. This is his second time at bat today. Stanek on the mound for the Cougars. Sets, and the throw on the way, and that is called strike. Must have been right at the knees on the outside edge of the plate. Tenaik waiting for the next. The 0-1 is being delivered, and that one goes back to the backstop. Counts even, 1-1. Tenaik waiting for the 1-1, and that is delivered. Swing, and that's fouled over the third base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, last time he was at bat, he did hit several foul balls, trying to keep going. Next pitch being delivered, and that one's high. So the count goes even at 2. So leadoff batter, the bottom of the 4th inning, Tenaik looking to be able to get onto base. Counts even at 2. Pitch being delivered. That one's low, and that count goes full. So we have a payoff pitch coming our way. Tenaik hoping, and the Falcons hoping that it goes their way. So Stanek sets, and that one is low for a free base. So bottom of the 4th inning, Tenaik walks, and that brings up Jack Landauer. I believe he is playing shortstop now. We'll have to straighten that out when everybody's back out there. But anyway, so nobody's out. Runner on first. Throw in a bunt, and that one comes up, picked up by third, and the throw over is in time. Tenike went too far over. He had to dive back. So the sacrifice bunt did work.
Now batting for the Falcons, the designated hitter, number 20, Brock Listenberger.
So Brock Listenberger now at bat. Waiting for the first pitch. Swing, and that gets loped out into center field. Great hit for a base hit. And Tenike stops at third base. So with one out, base hit. Struck out the first time, base hit the second time at bat. Now we come up, second baseman, Dawson Fanholtz. So he was able to get a base hit the last time, but got squeezed out between first and second. The bottom of the second inning, so let's see what happens here. So one out, runners on the corners for the Falcons. Wind up the pitch, and that one is called a ball. Stanek checks the runner at first, wind up. Pitch being delivered, and that one's called strike right down the middle. 1-1, one out, runners on the corners. We're at the bottom of the fourth inning. Falcons looking to get something going right here. Battle back. Wind up, next pitch delivered, and that one's called strike. 1-2. So Fanholtz just watched that one go by. Throw goes over to first, and with a squeeze, the Tenike does not take advantage of that one. Listenberger tried to create the squeeze to get the run, but Tenike did not move. So the second out. Now it's a 1-2, 2 outs, and a runner on third for the Falcons. And the pitch being delivered, swing, and that is chipped down, picked up by third base. Throw over to first is in time for the out. So Fanholtz grounds out in the fourth inning, stranding a runner on third. So with that, come back to the top of the fifth inning, and we have the Falcons trailing behind the Cougars 5-0 right here on WDC, NE Media, and BSDNLive.com.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Mead is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com.
Welcome back as we're at the top of the fifth inning. Cougars leading 5-0 over the Falcons. Tucker Korb is pitching, and we see Scheidemann still at shortstop. Dawson Fanholtz over at second, and Jack Landauer at third. So one more pitch for the warm-up, making sure that second base is ready. Throw goes out to second, and there they are. Now, stepping into the batting box, leading off, we have Maddox Villamonte. Base hit first 2 times at bat, left-handed batter. Korb with a pitch, and that's low and outside for ball 1. So 1-1, or 1-0, I'm sorry. Wind up next pitch, swing, and now it's a 1-1. See, I was just 30 seconds ahead of myself on that one, so I knew it was going to happen. Next pitch being delivered. Swing, and that gets popped up down to left field on the third base side. Coming over, shortstop. So, Scheidemann able to roll over and pick that up in the shallow grass in left field for the out.
Now batting the center field, number 4, Robbie Brennan.
So Villamonte popped out, and that brings up Robbie Brennan. RBI double last time he was at bat. Bunted out the first time. Swing and a miss. Strike. So 0-1 with 1 out. Nobody on base. Next pitch being delivered, and that one's low and outside. Ball and strike. 1-1 with 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Delivered the next pitch, swing, and that's fouled back for strike 2. And somebody needed hail insurance in the parking lot. So 1-2, 1 out, nobody on base. Wind up pitch, and that one bounces. So it counts even at 2. Next pitch delivered, swing and a miss. The throw out at first is no issue. So the umpire said out, but we see Kroll coming up. So 2 outs, nobody on base. Kroll walked 2 times. This is his 3rd at bat. First pitch delivered, and that one's high. Ball 1. You can see once in a while the QR code for the Falcon Pride Booster Club. Off-speed pitch. Gets past Lopez, but still called strike. So 1-1 with 2 outs, nobody on base. Wind up the pitch from Korb. Swing, and that goes out to right field. And getting underneath it. And reels it in for the out. So in right field. That is the 3rd out. So that break wraps up 4.5 and holds the Cougars with a 0 on that frame, but not without them having 5-0 lead as the Falcon Bats come up right after this on WDCNE Media and BSDNlive.com.
Athletes hustle, nurses hustle, recruiters hustle. Guess who's hiring? One Staff, and we're ready for the next team of all-stars. Casual work environment, unlimited opportunity, work hard, play hard. Apply today, osmcareers.com. One Staff's goal is to have more personal touch with the travelers we work for and the employees we hire to work with in the healthcare industry. One Staff makes it fun because of the exceptional talent and sparkling souls we seek out to hire. You can apply today, osmcareers.com. Smart Freight Funding, the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. You can find details about Smart Freight Funding at smartfreightfunding.com.
When roof damage, leaks, or exterior wear put your property at risk, they're here to help with responsive service and clear solutions. Since 2006, our TDH contracting team has served Omaha and the surrounding Douglas County areas, providing solutions that focus on safety, durability, and transparency. They help local homeowners and businesses take control of unexpected roofing problems, storm damage, and ongoing structural concerns with practical, high-quality work. From urgent repairs to full remodels, they're equipped to handle a wide range of needs with a steady hand and a forward-thinking approach. TDH Contracting, building up trust one project at a time.
New Moon Cleaning is a proud sponsor of DC West Sports and Activities and Booster Club. You can check out New Moon Cleaning, where you can refresh, renew, and revive your home. Find them at new-moon-cleaning.com.
Omaha Animal Medical Group is a full-service veterinary clinic located at 3316 North 120th Street in Omaha. Our 3 doctors are available for regular appointments, walk-ins, emergencies, and surgical procedures. Dr. Courtney Knott of Omaha Animal Medical Group offers small animal veterinary in-home visits to Valley and Waterloo residents. This is a low-stress option for your pet's health care needs.
Omaha Animal Medical Group, where pets are family.
Welcome to Porky Butts Barbecue, a proud sponsor of DC West Athletics.
Hey guys, Blaine here for Porky Butts Barbecue. Teaming up with the local community means a lot to my wife and I, and giving back to the community means everything. We're excited to continue serving award-winning barbecue to our community and everybody that just enjoys our smoked meat.
You can find Porky Butts award-winning barbecue located off of 156th and Maple, where we offer dine-in and catering perfect for any size of events.
Come to Porky Butts where we're smoking our butts off.
and swung on, and that is missed, and so that is called strike. Ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Coke, yep. 2-1. Bases loaded. That one off-speed pitch, able to drop in for a strike. 2-2. So bases loaded, full 2-2 count. Wind up pitch, swing, and that is a base hit. Goes out to center field. 1 run comes in, wrapping around. The second run comes in, and so RBI double. So with 2 runs coming in, an RBI. Now runners on second and third, nobody out. Cougars lead 7-0 over the Falcons. Logan Legner drive down and a fair ball down the third base line. 1 run comes in. Here comes another run and another RBI double. 2 in a row. So that puts the Cougars with nobody out, runner on second ahead, 9-0, and Coach Voss comes out to talk to Corb. So nobody out. And so we are 1 run away, if the Falcons aren't able to get back into this, from wrapping this up at the bottom of this inning. But so now we have Tanaik, looks like he's on the mound. So he will do a warm-up, and we will let him do that. Say thank you to sponsors right here on WDC Any Media and BSDNlive.com.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated, as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Meade is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com. New Moon Cleaning is a proud sponsor of DC West Sports and Activities and Booster Club. You can check out New Moon Cleaning, where you can refresh, renew, and revive your home. Find them at new-moon-cleaning.com.
So we have Jack Landauer moving over to first. Tanaik is becoming the pitcher. Corb going back to third base. So, with nobody out, runner on second. Tanaik will be pitching, and the next batter for the Cougars is another designated hitter. That's Owen Rempe. Wind up and the pitch delivers, swing, and that's fouled back for a strike 1.
Now batting for Gross, number 5, Owen Rempe.
So Owen Rempe and with Anthony Bogdanovich on deck. That pitch was low and goes all the way to the backstop. So that advances the runner to third. So the 10th run at third base for the Cougars. We're at the top of the 6th inning. So far, they have had 4 runs come in. So every other inning. So the second they had an error run, popped that one up, and that is staying in field. So getting underneath that one. So we see Skidman able to reel that one in for the first out. So Anthony Bogdanovich so 1 out. So 1 out. Runner on third. Cougars 9-0 over the Falcons. Wind up, the pitch is delivered. Swing, and that one gets sent out. Picked up by shortstop. Skidman sends it over. But does bring the run in. So the sacrifice does bring the run in. So now Cole Pavandra. So the Cougars sending out everybody and the kitchen sink to bat today. That first pitch comes in, called ball. Next pitch delivered, and that is set down and gets underneath the glove down the third base line. And for coming around first and wrapping over and slides into second. So a double. Pavandra on second, so. And that brings up Will Kroll, the designated hitter. Walked, popped out. And now he sends this one out to right field, and that catch does come in. But not without the damage they were trying to do. So 10-0, so the Falcons absolutely have to get somebody around base in order to be able to continue this bottom of the 6th inning, and we will come back right here with baseball from the Falcon Sports Complex on WDCNEmedia.com.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Meade is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com.
Welcome back to Falcon Sports Complex. Bottom of the 6th inning. Falcons trailing 10-0 from the Cougars. Falcons have to have somebody come around the base this inning in order to be able to keep this game going. So the 10-run rule is a factor at this point in time. So a new pitcher on the mound for the Cougars, and that's Cooper Capice, a senior, stepping in. So this is the third pitcher that the Cougars will have on the mound this game. Wind up in that pitch, and so warming things up right here. I want to say thank you again to all the sponsors. part of the Falcon Pride Booster Club. And you can see them always in the upper left-hand corner. All of them contribute to make sure that there is a better experience for the students, the athletes, the school for DC West, and also they make sure that you can watch all of these games for free. So we will never charge a fee for you to watch your kids at home or these DC West games. So stepping up into the batting box, leadoff batter is Wyatt Tenikes. He struck out. He had a walk. And let's see where he is trying to get on. Obviously needs to get around the bags. First pitch delivered, and that's low for ball one. Wind up, next pitch being delivered, and that one is down the middle for a strike. 1-1. Wind up, next pitch, and that one's high for ball two. 2-1. Pitch being delivered, and that's high and outside. 3-1 is the count to Tenike. Next pitch, and that one gets in there for a strike right down the middle. So the count goes full to Tenike. So the last time he did have a full count and a couple of foul balls to keep it going, but eventually won the payoff. Next pitch being delivered, swing and miss. So that is strikeout right there for Tenike. Second time he struck out today. So Jack Landauer grounded out, sacrifice, bunt earlier. Wind up pitch, swing, and that is sent down to left field, and that's going, and it bounces off the top of the fence, so he wrapping around second, and he stops. That was inches away from being a home run. So a double. And that was so close. It hit the yellow part of the top of the fence and bounced back in. So a double puts him on second, and so Brock Listenberger stepping in. Strikeout earlier, as well as a base hit. And watch that one go by for a ball one. Nobody out, or one out. Runner on second. Wind up pitch, and that one is high and inside for ball number two. At this point, this is when the bats need to come alive to keep this game going for the Falcons. Wind up, next pitch, swing, and that's chipped down the first base line, but goes foul. 2-1. So 2-1 with one out, runner on second. We're at the bottom of the sixth inning, down by 10. Falcons needing to keep things going. Pitch being delivered and swings, and that gets popped up out of play. So the count goes even at 2. Always want to say thank you to all the sponsors. You can find them in the upper left-hand corner. And then when the Falcon Pride Booster Club QR code comes through, and swing, and he missed for strike 3. So that's out number 2. So second time Listenberger struck out, and that brings up Dawson Fanholz. So he had a single and then ground out. 2 down, so Fanholz needing to keep things going. Capiz steps off the bag, scoots the runner back to second. But now the wind up the pitch, and that's low and outside, goes all the way back to the backstop. So that sends Landauer over to third base. So with 2 outs, the Falcons are tasting the next inning. So 1-0. Wind up next pitch, and that is low and outside for ball number 2. 2-0 with 2 outs. Runner on third. Wind up pitch and swing, and that is chipped out, goes over to the second base. The throw to first is in time for out number 3. Stranding the runner on third. And with that wraps it up. So the Falcons down by Gross Catholic Cougars, 10-0. So JV's going to be playing next, but we won't bring that to you so as we move on to the next thing. But the Falcons will be at play at home tomorrow, as they will be at home playing against Beatrice, or I'm sorry, Raymond Central will be coming here. On our sister channel over at Saunders County Online on BSDN Live, we will have the Wahoo Warriors taking on Beatrice, and also we will have Blair playing up there. So a lot of baseball being played as we continue on, but wrapping things up right here. Falcons not able to pull it off. Down this one, 10-0. Gross Catholic Cougars take the win. Let's say thank you to the sponsors as we're about to wrap up things here. We'll see you tomorrow right here on WDC NE Media and BSDNLive.com.
Anchor Roofing and Landscaping is a proud sponsor of DC West Falcons, and they can handle all roofing needs, both residential and commercial. Their philosophy is just built around how you would like to be treated as if they were in your shoes. So they take away all that guesswork by having open, honest dialogue with their customers. It makes the whole process easier for everyone. Learn more at anchorroofing.com. Water is the source of life, and with more of us moving to the dream of quiet country living, we need a trusted source for our home's water needs. AWS Well Company of Meade is that professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. Full service provider and one stop for everything from private to commercial water well drilling. Put AWS Wells expertise to work for your water needs. Find out more about the area's groundwater pros. Go to awswell.com. Athletes hustle, nurses hustle, recruiters hustle. Guess who's hiring? One Staff, and we're ready for the next team of all-stars. Casual work environment, unlimited opportunity, work hard, play hard, apply today, osmcareers.com. One Staff's goal is to have more personal touch with the travelers we work for and the employees we hire to work with in the healthcare industry. One Staff makes it fun because of the exceptional talent and sparkling souls we seek out to hire. You can apply today, osmcareers.com. Smart Freight Funding, the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, is a proud sponsor of DC West sports, activities, and the Booster Club. You can find details about Smart Freight Funding at smartfreightfunding.com.
When roof damage, leaks, or exterior wear put your property at risk, they're here to help with responsive service and clear solutions. Since 2006, our TDH contracting team has served Omaha and the surrounding Douglas County areas, providing solutions that focus on safety, durability, and transparency. They help local homeowners and businesses take control of unexpected roofing problems, storm damage, and ongoing structural concerns with practical, high-quality work. From urgent repairs to full remodels, they're equipped to handle a wide range of needs with a steady hand and a forward-thinking approach. TDH Contracting, building up trust one project at a time.
New Moon Cleaning is a proud sponsor of DC West Sports and Activities and Booster Club. You can check out New Moon Cleaning, where you can refresh, renew, and revive your home. Find them at new-moon-cleaning.com.
Omaha Animal Medical Group is a full-service veterinary clinic located at 3316 North 120th Street in Omaha. Our 3 doctors are available for regular appointments, walk-ins, emergencies, and surgical procedures. Dr. Courtney Knott of Omaha Animal Medical Group offers small animal veterinary in-home visits to Valley and Waterloo residents. This is a low-stress option for your pet's health care needs.
Omaha Animal Medical Group, where pets are family.
Welcome to Porky Butts Barbecue, a proud sponsor of DC West Athletics.
Hey guys, Blaine here for Porky Butts Barbecue. Teaming up with the local community means a lot to my wife and I, and giving back to the community means everything. We're excited to continue serving award-winning barbecue to our community and everybody that just enjoys our smoked meat.
You can find Porky Butts award-winning barbecue located off of 156th and Maple, where we offer dine-in and catering perfect for any size of events.
Come to Porky Butts where we're smoking our butts off.